1% of you will be able to call yourself the elite by the end of this video. Welcome back everyone to another Elite 20 trivia video. 20 questions, getting harder after every single one. Can you get 15 out of 20 to prove that you're a true football fan? And can you get a perfect score to prove that you're in the top 1%? It's going to be difficult, but I believe in you. Here we go. Let's start with the first question. Okay, so I forgot to add in the comment of the day. My bad. So today's comment of the day, there's actually two. The first one's from J. Ferrara, who said that they are a tactical analyst. Now, if you look in the description of each of these Elite 20 videos, there are different sort of rankings based on the score that you got, which means Jay got a score from 11 to 15, I believe, which for the video that week, it was a pretty tough trivia quiz. Yeah, the questions were pretty difficult, so it was actually a really, really good, respectable score. Also, I want to shout out to, let me just get the name, I think it's Steven, who said they enjoyed the length of these videos. So I'm trying to figure out the best optimal length for these videos, but sometimes I just keep yapping and it becomes very, very long. So at least I know Steven will enjoy those videos if I just keep yapping. Okay, let's get back to the quiz. Question number 1. Which legendary club won the first 5 consecutive editions of the European Cup, which is now known as the Champions League, between 1956 and 1960? As always, I will have a hint every once in a while, maybe not in the easy category like this question is from, but if you do answer after the hint, you get half the points. So try to answer before that time to get the full points. Also, hope you're all doing well. Make sure to leave a comment letting me know how you're doing, what you've been up to, and if you're ready to get a perfect score today. Okay, which legendary club won the first 5 consecutive editions of the European Cup Champions League from 1956 to 1960? The first 5 Champions League trophies went to which team? Answers are locked. My hint for you today is who you probably think it is. That's your hint. Think of what legendary club could win 5 Champions Leagues in a row. And there's your answer. Okay. Answers are locked. The answer for the first question today is Real Madrid. Real Madrid. Real Madrid. Real Madrid. Okay, question number 2, and this is a funny one. We all know the song You'll Never Walk Alone. If you want a little recap, I will sing it for you. You'll never walk alone because I'm behind you. Da-da, da-da. I'm just kidding. I don't know how the song goes still. I'm supposed to check it. I've made so many comments about it. And I sang it last time. I sang it wrong, but I need to know how it actually goes. But for today's question, it is the world famous anthem of Liverpool. We all know that. But apparently, there's a Bundesliga giant who is the most famous German club to share the exact same anthem and tradition of using this song, which I never knew. And I don't know why they would share the same song. It's kind of strange. One in England, one in Germany, using the same song. Interesting. Also, just want to go back to the first question. They won I'm all over the place today, but just we have elite facts after every single question. I forgot to say the elite fact for the first question. They won the first 5 trophies, right? However, they got to keep the original trophy because they won it so many times. They got to keep the original trophy. The trophy they use now was actually made in 1967. So the trophy used previously, they got to keep because they won it so many times. I think that's kind of cool. Okay, question number 2. Which German team also uses the song You'll Never Walk Alone? Your hint for today is look on the screen. That is all. I would consider this a Dano clue, but for this question, it's not. So you'll get half the points. Answers are locked. Alright. You'll Never Walk Alone, the famous song used by Liverpool, is also used by Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund. On the screen is a very, very big yellow object. It is me. It is my shirt. Borussia Dortmund is also yellow. So apparently, Borussia Dortmund fans adopted the song in 1996 after a local band covered it, and is now sung in unison by the yellow wall before every home game. That's cool. Question number 3. What is the official seating capacity of Wembley Stadium, nicknamed the home of football, when it is fully packed for a major final? AKA, what's the total capacity? If every single seat was taken, how big or how much can it fit? I will give you a point if you're within 5,000 seats either side. So if you said 50, it could be 45,000 to 55,000. You get the point. Okay. And just a fun fact for you, it is the largest stadium in the UK and the second largest in Europe. It has a 133 meter tall arch that supports the weight of the north roof. I think the car outside is on his way to Wembley right now. He's going to take one seat out of how many? Answers are locked. The official seating capacity of Wembley Stadium, the home of football, is 90,000. I think the biggest stadium near my home for all sports, I think the biggest capacity is 50,000, and that stadium is huge. So the fact that this is almost double is, I don't even know, I can't even picture how big that stadium would be. That's incredible. 90,000. So if you said 85,000 to 95,000, anywhere in that range, you get a point. Alright, question number 4. Which Argentinian legend is nicknamed La Pulga, which translates to the flea, due to his small stature and incredible agility on the ball? Now, if you're enjoying the video today, and you've enjoyed the Elite 20 videos so far, please leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss another video. Who is La Pulga, the flea? Also, I believe there was a comic book character called the Flea. I don't know if it was made into a show. It kind of looks like it would be in like a cartoon show, but as far as I know, it was a comic book, in case you were wondering. Maybe you weren't, I don't know. Alright, there's no hints for this one. Which Argentinian legend is nicknamed La Pulga, the flea, due to his small stature and incredible agility on the ball? The answer, Mr. Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi. Now, fun fact, he is 170 centimeters. But despite that, he has has scored a certain number of headed goals in his career, including a famous one in the 2009 Champions League final. For a bonus point, how many goals has Messi scored with his head? Within 3 either side. It's a bonus point. I can't give you that many opportunities to get it right, you know. How many goals has he scored with his head? Within 3 either side. Answers are locked. Messi, despite being 170 centimeters, has scored 25 headed goals in his career. Now, that might not necessarily be accurate if he scored one recently, but if you said anywhere from 22 to 28, you get the point. Alright, question number 5, the last question in the easy category. After this, it's going to get a lot harder. Here we go. In the 2026 World Cup cycle, basically up until this year, which nation holds the record for the most FIFA World Cup titles won by a European country, with a total of 4 trophies? There are 2 teams. You get 1 point for getting both teams. If you get one team, you'll get half the points. Seems fair. Which 2 teams has won the most titles by a European nation? Again, if you count the number of times my stomach makes sounds and leave a comment, you will get a bonus point for doing so. That was 1 so far. I don't think it's gone off that much so far. That was a strong one, so maybe that should count as two growls. Alright, no clues. 2 nations have won the most tied amongst European countries. Who is it? The answer is Germany and Spain. Just kidding. And Italy. Germany and Italy. Germany and Italy. If you said Italy or Germany, you get half a point. If you said both, you get 1 point. Alright. And as we all know, Brazil has won the most with 5. Alright, we are in the medium category now. It's getting harder. Can you continue your streak? I hope you've gotten 5 out of 5 so far, because it's going to get harder now. Question number 6. Which Welsh football club became a global sensation after being purchased by Hollywood stars Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney? Which Welsh football club became a global sensation after being purchased by Hollywood stars Ryan Reynolds, shout out to Canada, and Rob McElhenney? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I'm trying to see, is there a way for me to accept an answer if it's not 100% accurate / 100%, like, you know how it's like Chelsea FC, or if it's like SC Braga? Do you need all the initials, all the acronym, you know? No, just tell me the name of the team. Apparently, since 2021, when they took over, the club has achieved 3 consecutive promotions, climbing from the National League all the way to the championship hunt as of 2026. So they're doing pretty well. My hint is kind of a team in the English Premier League. Kind of. Think of a team in the league. Make a little bit of a modification. you get this team. If that helps. That's a Dano hint, because it doesn't make too much sense. So if you answer after I just said that, you still get the full point. Answers are locked. Which Welsh football club became a global sensation after being purchased by Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney? The answer is Wrexham AFC. Wrexham, West Ham. Wrexham, West Ham. Not the best of hints, but it is what it is. Question number 7. In 2018, Tottenham, shout out to Tottenham, who almost got relegated, but hopefully not. Tottenham star Son Heung-min was famously exempted from his mandatory 21-month South Korean military service. What did he have to win to earn that exemption? The fact that he has to win something to earn an exemption from going to the military, it kind of sucks. Because if he didn't win, he wouldn't be able to go. I mean, he would have to go. That's crazy. But wait, that means they're only choosing losers. Because only the players that lost have to go. Wouldn't you want only the players that win? Only the best. Okay. Apparently, even though he didn't have to do the full term of 21 months, he still had to do a 3-week basic training course, where he reportedly finished in the top 5 of his unit for sharp shooting. That's actually interesting. That's kind of cool. Also, I find it funny, like, there'll be like Korean celebrities, like musicians or actors that have to do the military service, and football players and all these famous people. Like, imagine just going to do your mandatory service and you just see Son Heung-min just chilling there, like, what? That'd be so weird. Alright, what do they have to win? What did he have to win to be exempt from going to the military? This was in 2018. Answers a lot. The answer is the Asian Games, where South Korea won the gold medal. So if he didn't win the gold medal, he would have to be in the military service for 21 months. Would his career be over at that point? Question number 8. Which Major League Soccer team was founded and is partially owned by David Beckham, featuring a pink and black color scheme? Which Major League Soccer team was founded and is partially owned by David Beckham, and they wear pink and black color scheme? Wait, this is interesting. So apparently Beckham exercised a unique 25 million expansion option from his 2007 player contract to start the club, which is now one of the most valuable in the world. I'm so confused by what that means. He had a 25 million expansion option from a 2007 player contract. In 2007, was he already in MLS? If he was in MLS, how does that even relate? There's an option in his contract that if he made his own team, that he would get 25 million. Is that what it's trying to say? Alright. Well, here's a clue, right, for half the points. I think during that time he was at LA Galaxy, so the team is not LA Galaxy. But he created his own team. And what is that team? Answers are locked. If you're a fan of Messi, Busquets, Suarez, I think Jordi Alba as well, you should know this team. The team is Inter Miami CF. Inter Miami CF. Inter Miami. Alright, question number 9. During the 1974 World Cup, a little bit older, we do like the older questions, which Dutch legend debuted famous move where he feinted across before dragging the ball behind his standing leg to beat a defender? What is the... You know what? I'll be generous today. I will give you 1 point if you tell me the player's name. And I will give you 1 point if you tell me the name of the move. So, this move was performed against Sweden. And it was against the defender, Jan Olsen, who later said it was the proudest moment of his career because he was fooled by a genius. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't think I would ever say the most important part of my career was when I was made to look like a fool. But to each their own. What is the name of this Dutch legend, and what is the name of the move? Each valuable for 1 point each. This was during the 1974 World Cup. Answers are locked. The Dutch legend that debuted his famous move where he feinted across before dragging the ball behind his standing leg to defeat a defender is Mr. Johan Cruyff. Johan Cruyff, 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 Cruyff. And the move is called the Cruyff turn. The Cruyff turn. I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. Cruyff. It's not Cruyff. Cruyff. No, Cruyff. Has to be Cruyff. Hopefully. Alright, question 10 is right now. It's already arrived. It's time. After this question, it is the end of the medium category and is halfway through the quiz. Hopefully, you're on your way to a 10 out of 10 score. If not, there could be some bonus questions. And who knows? It may be easier from now on. But I'm here to tell you, it is not. Alright. In 2023, Harry Kane, the legend, left Tottenham. Oh, how could you leave such a prestigious team? To join Bayern Munich. What is the name of the prestigious individual award that he won in his debut season? Oh man. Okay, that's it. That's the question. Because then it goes and it gives you a big hint. Don't worry about it. What individual award did Harry Kane win? A prestigious award in his debut season for Bayern Munich. If you don't know, I have a hint which will give you half the points. Actually, no. I'm a very generous man. I know the quiz is going to get harder, so I will give you the full question. No hints, no minus points. Here we go. The award that he won in his debut season was for being the top scorer in all of Europe. What is the award for doing that? I want the complete name because I gave you the hint. And because he won this award, it was because he won or scored 36 league goals in 32 Bundesliga games, the most by any player in their debut season in German history. In every German team in history, in their debut season, he had scored the most. Very impressive. Okay, answers are locked. The award in 2023 that he won for scoring the most goals in Europe is not just the Golden Shoe. It's the European Golden Shoe. If you said the European Golden Shoe, you get a full point. If you said the Golden Shoe, I'll give you half a point. I'll be generous. Alright, we are in the hard category now, and I'm not being generous anymore. Straight-faced, stone-face, you're not getting anything from me. You have to earn your points from now on. Question number 11, here we go. Standing at just 169 centimeters, 1 centimeter shorter than Messi, at 5 foot 6 inches, but with a famously stocky and muscular build, this is incredible, which Swiss international is affectionately nicknamed the Power Cube. I have never heard that before, and how dare you? The Power Cube. Alright. Now, fun fact. Oh wait, this fun fact can actually give you a hint, so no fun fact. I will tell you the fun fact after. This player is 169 centimeters, 5 foot 6, but he's very stocky and he's very muscular. If you've ever seen him, you know what this means, and you'll understand the nickname the Power Cube, which is incredible. It's outrageous, but that's such a funny nickname. Alright, answers are locked. If you need a hint, here we go. This player is one of the rare few to be a double winner, having won the Champions League with 2 different massive clubs, Bayern Munich 2013 and Liverpool 2019. Who is this player? And your Dano clue for today is Gerard Piqué. Gerard Piqué, but not really. Answers are locked. Alright. Question number 11. The player that's 169 centimeters, 5'6", but is nicknamed the Power Cube because they're stocky and muscular, is none other than Sheridan Shaqiri. Sheridan Shaqiri. Shakira. Gerard Piqué was married to Shakira, but I think they got divorced. That was my hint. Question number 12. Which French World Cup winner, now playing in the MLS for Orlando City, which I think is either he's playing for them or he's going to be joining them soon, is so obsessed with Uruguayan culture that he's often seen drinking mate tea, and speaks Spanish with a South American accent. I never knew this. So this French player is so obsessed with Uruguay. Interesting. Okay. Wow, I did not know this. Which French World Cup winner, now playing in the MLS, or will be playing for Orlando City, is so obsessed with Uruguayan culture that he's often seen drinking mate tea and speaks Spanish with a South American accent? Answers are locked. If you need a hint, this player, when they were at Real Sociedad, had Uruguayan mentors who taught him the Gara Charrua, which is a style of play defined by tenacity and never giving up. Interesting. Answer a lot. The answer is Mr. Antoine Griezmann. Antoine Griezmann. I didn't know that he was so obsessed with Uruguay. Interesting. Question number 13. I think we've had this question before, or similar, or I've said it like offhand while discussing this player. But in 2016, Jamie Vardy broke the Premier League record for scoring in the most consecutive matches. How many games in a row did he find the net? And I'm going to ask within 0. You need to get the score on the head. I ain't being nice no more. Nice Dano is gone. Your host for today is ASMR, Dark Dano, the evil Dano. How many games in a row did Jamie Vardy score? to break the record. Now, wait. Okay. So, the previous record was held by one of my favorite players, Ruud van Nistelrooy. And Jamie Vardy broke the record by scoring against Manchester United, which was Van Nistelrooy's previous team, or former team. So how many games in a row did he score in 2016? Answers a lot. The answer: the previous record by Van Nistelrooy was 10. Jamie Vardy scored in 11 matches in a row to break the record. So if you said 11, congratulations, you get the point. If you said 10, you're wrong. Alright, question number 14. Again, if you're enjoying these videos, leave a like, subscribe, tell your mom, and I don't know. Anyway, question number 14. The Panenka penalty is one of the most famous sights in football. In which year? In the European Championship final. I believe that's the Euro Cup. Was this daring chip shot first performed? Now, because European championships are every 4 years, I will not be giving you a range, because you should know roughly. I will tell you this: 2024 was the last Euro Cup, and it's every 4 years, so you can only choose a year that is in 4-year increments from 2024. That's your hint, but it's not really a hint. You don't get a minus point for that. So choose one of the European Cup years. When did the Panenka penalty first occur? Now, interesting. So apparently, Antonin Panenka, who created this penalty, said that if he had missed the shot, the communist government of Czechoslovakia might have punished him for, quote unquote, disrespecting the game. Now, what does that mean? That is a very scary thought. Alright, answers are a lot. What year was the Panenka penalty first used by Mr. Antonin Panenka? The answer is, let me just do a recap. The previous question we had was the 1974 World Cup, where Johan Cruyff used the Cruyff turn. But it was in 1976, the Euro Cup, that Mr. Antonin Panenka first used the Panenka penalty. Interesting. Alright, question number 15, the last question for the hard category. And if you get this right, you're in the top % of all viewers. If you get 15 out of 20. So if you get this right, but you've got every single question so far right, you also are in this category. If not, you still have 5 more questions to get those points. Here we go. Question number 15. Which historic English club plays at a stadium called the City Ground and features a stylized tree on its badge? Let me read that again. Which historic English club plays at a stadium called the City Ground and features a stylized tree on its badge? I want the full name, please. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, damn. Okay. This is a historic English club. Respect. This team was the first club in the world to ever use shin guards, and was the first to have a referee use a whistle instead of just waving a flag. Interesting. Wow. I didn't know that. See, here's what I love about these trivia videos. We are aiming for a perfect score. We're aiming for knowing all these answers. But even if you don't, at least you can learn something. I learn something every single time I make one of these videos. And that's what I really, really love about these videos. So let's learn some more. Which historic English club plays at a stadium called the City Ground and features a stylized tree on its badge? Answers a lot. The answer is Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest. Alright, the very hard category. Are you ready for it? Get ready. Question number 16. Borussia Dortmund Stadium, Signal Iduna Park, I think that's how it's pronounced, is world famous for its yellow wall, the Südtribüne. Approximately how many fans does this single standing terrace hold? And because it's the very hard category, you have to be within 2,000 seats. How large is this terrace? Now, it's a single standing terrace. So all the people are standing. They're creating a yellow wall. How many fans are in this wall? Within 2,000 either side. This is the largest single-tier standing terrace in European football, creating a 100-meter wide wall of noise that is often measured at over 120 decibels. I think a concert's like 100 decibels. I could be wrong, but I think that's very interesting. That's loud. And that's the thing. So I've been to MLS games, so I know how loud that is. But for what European and even South American games are, I can only imagine how loud that would be and how crazy the fans are. I feel like MLS is such a small portion of what the extreme levels of fandom and just loudness that one of the stadiums in Europe would actually sound like. I think that would be incredible to witness and experience, like Real Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester United, like these big teams, even Borussia Dortmund, to be there and seeing this yellow wall would be incredible. Answer's going to be locked. What is the capacity for the single standing terrace for Borussia Dortmund's yellow wall? The Südtribüne, probably. The answer is 24,454 seats. So if you said 22,454 to 26,454, you get the point. Alright, question number 17. We're talking about Portuguese players now. When Bruno Fernandes scores, he often celebrates by covering his ears with his hands. What is the heartwarming reason behind this gesture? What is the reason behind this gesture? I will allow many different interpretations, aka it doesn't have to be exactly, but if it's somewhat similar and it's relevant, I will allow it. So answer what you think it is, then I will give you a hint to sort of help direct you and then I want a specific answer. So when Bruno Fernandes scores, he often celebrates by covering his ears with his hands. What is the heartwarming reason behind this gesture? Lock in your answers. Now your clue is that he is doing it as a tribute to someone. Who is the person? Okay, so Bruno Fernandes scores. He does the ears covering, or hands covering his ear celebration. It is in tribute to someone. Who is it? Answers are locked. The answer is his daughter, Mathilde. Or Matilda. It's Matilde. So he started this when Mathilde was a toddler. She would cover her ears when he talked to her. So the gesture is his way of saying, I hear you, to her at home. That's so cute. But also, damn, his daughter did not want to hear what he was trying to say. That's really funny. Alright, there are 3 more questions left. Lock in. Here we go. Question number 18. Which legendary Brazilian defender holds the all-time record? Now this is a record I like. For the most yellow cards received in the history of the FIFA World Cup. This legendary Brazilian defender holds the all-time record for the most yellow cards in the history of the FIFA World Cup. What is this player's name? And a bonus point, how many did he receive? So 2 total points that you can get. Oh, interesting. Oh, I kind of like this question. So, again, lock in your answer. Which legendary Brazilian defender holds the all-time record for the most yellow cards received in the history of the FIFA World Cup? Lock in your answers. Apparently, this is the only player in history to have played in 3 consecutive World Cup finals. 1994, 1998, and 2002. So, that gives you a hint about what era this player's from. Alright, answers are locked. Which legendary Brazilian defender holds the all-time record for the most yellow cards received in the history of the FIFA World Cup? The answer, Mr. Cafu. Cafu. And if you said 6 yellow cards, you are correct. He got 6 yellow cards, which is not much. He should get more. Someone should break that record. Alright, question number 19. Which world-class manager was famously sacked by Chelsea twice, despite winning the Premier League title during both of his separate stints at the club? That's actually kind of impressive, or incredible, or just rude. Some managers don't win the league title at all, but this manager won, got sacked, came back, won again, got sacked again. That's disrespect. But shout out to this coach, because fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, ain't gonna happen. And so far, it did not happen, because they haven't gone back. Who is this player? I will give you a clue. This player first arrived at Chelsea, this manager first arrived at Chelsea in 2004. So that should give you a really big hint. Answers are locked. The world-class manager that was famously sacked by Chelsea twice, despite winning the Premier League title both times, or both stints at the club, is the special one, Mr. Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho. Here we go, folks. Last question, question number 20. One question away from perfection. Here we go. Which famous stadium in Buenos Aires, which is Argentina, is known as the Chocolate Box? La Bombonera. La Bombonera. Because of its unique shape featuring 3 steep stands and 1 flat vertical side. What is the name of the famous stadium? Now, I don't expect everyone to get this, so I will give you a point for the name of the stadium, even if it's remotely close. I will also give you an extra point for the name of the team. So I'm being generous here. Don't take my kindness as weakness. I'm still going to be very, very strict with the name. What is the name of the arena, the stadium, and the name of the team that plays there? Apparently, this stadium was built on a very small plot of land, which forced the D shape of the stadium. It is famous for literally vibrating when the fans jump, a phenomenon known as the Bombonera heartbeat, which is also known as a heart attack if I ever stand on that, because that sounds terrible. Alright, answers are locked. Which famous stadium in Buenos Aires is known as the Chocolate Box, La Bombonera, because of its unique shape featuring 3 steep stands and 1 flat vertical side? The answer is, the team that plays there is Boca Juniors. So if you said that, you get a point. But the stadium is Estadio Alberto J. Armando. So if you said Armando or like Alberto or like J something, maybe not J something, but if you said Alberto or Armando, I'll give you the points. Alright, there you go. There you have it. But Daniel, we need a bonus point. Too bad. I said I'm being hard today, which means you're not getting one. Just kidding. We have a bonus question. Here we go. Bonus question time. I will give you all this information. There will be no hints, no half points, just full points. Here we go. Which specific player is the only goalkeeper in history to have provided a direct assist in a Champions League final match? Which specific player is the only goalkeeper in history to have provided a direct assist in a Champions League final? Meaning, his pass led to a player shooting and scoring. Who is this player? I will give you a hint. His pass was a 70-yard pinpoint pass that passed the entire Inter Milan midfield, setting up the play that led to the winning goal in 2023. Who is this player? Answers are locked. The goalkeeper that is the only one to have provided a direct assist in a Champions League final is the Manchester City goalkeeper that passed to create Rodri's winning goal is Mr. Ederson, or properly known as Ederson Santana de Moraes. Ederson Santana de Moraes. Thank you all for watching today. That is this week's Elite 20 video. Next week should be another extreme edition. So get ready. Get prepared for that one. Let me know in the comments below what your score was. Leave a like, subscribe for more videos. Leave a comment to be shown in the next video. And most importantly, take care of yourself. Love yourself. Take care of each other. Love each other. Have a great rest of your day. And most importantly, have a good sleep.